Hey guys, I want to talk to you just briefly about the missed appointment. You know, a lot of people have challenges with the missed appointment, and a lot of it has to do with the way you set it right from the very beginning. So I'm going to give you a strategy of what to do from the beginning, and then of course for those of you who have been letting it slide for years or decades or whatever the case is, we'll give you a strategy for that too. So first things first. Number one, when someone comes in at the beginning, if you have a problem with missed appointments, one of the best things that you can do is take a credit card over the phone to secure their new patient appointment time. So just like a reservation would be done at a high-end restaurant, they said we're going to need to take a credit card to keep that reservations. You are such a hot ticket item that we're going to take a credit card. So a conversation would go something like this. Now, Mrs. Jones, I know this is not going to happen to you, but we always take a credit card over the phone to secure that new patient appointment time. The value of our charge for the appointment is $150. And if you no-show for that appointment time, your credit card will be charged for that. And people have no trouble doing that if you start the conversation with, I know this is not going to happen to you, but we're taking a credit card. And that's what we do. So you take the credit card over the phone. Then if they have, after their first consultation, or whenever you do and you go through the office policy. So sometimes people do it on the consultation, sometimes people do it after the doctor's report. Whenever you do it, you always have in there something about a missed appointment charge. Now again, you can have a credit card on file for that. So Mrs. Jones, I know this is not going to happen to you, but we require 12 hours notice to make changes to any appointments. If we receive less than 12 hours notice, excluding some extenuating circumstance, there's a full charge for that appointment, or $20, or whatever it is that you charge for that appointment, missed appointment charge. So again, I know this is not going to happen to you, but I want you to know this. And if you traditionally have a challenge with that, sometimes people have challenges with that for different reasons, then I encourage you, again, to take a credit card to keep on file to cover missed appointment charges. That way they know you're serious. You're not messing around. Then the first time they miss, they come in, Mrs. Jones, you missed your first appointment. Are you okay? Right? Again, I know that you know there's a charge, but outside of that, are you okay? Oh, you know what? I got caught up. I totally forgot. And you have a choice as a doctor to let that go, to not let that go, to do whatever it is that you want. But the number of times that would happen drops dramatically if you set the stage right from the very beginning. So if you have a trouble with missed appointment charges, missed appointments should be less than 2% of all appointments. So if you have 100 of appointments, 2 people miss, that's one thing. But if you have less than 12 hours notice for people missing more than 2%, you have a serious, serious problem. You're up at the 5-6% range. You're blowing profit out the door, and those people are not getting healthy. If you're above that, you got a real problem. So let's say that you've never done it before. You are going to piss some people off instituting a missed appointment charge policy. I've had doctors do this repeatedly, but in the long run, it makes for a stronger practice. So again, you have a new policy. So you put out an office newsletter that every patient gets. They're handed it specifically. This is the missed appointment charge policy. You can put a reasoning behind it. We've had too many people missing. We have people waiting in line trying to get in. Again, the whole idea of a missed appointment, people letting you know, is so that people who are calling in or who are waiting can get in. So if somebody has missed an appointment, I say to them, Bob, I had 3 people call and they're on a cancellation list. They're waiting for somebody to cancel. If you to let me know, those people can get in. It's not that I want the money. It has nothing to do with that. And I'm not saying that to the patient, but I'm saying it to you, that it has nothing to do with that. But they need to know that you have this massive priority on a missed appointment. The other thing you need to do then, after you give the notice of it, is you give a date that it starts. Everybody knows about it. Right? If you want to do a charge, you can set it up with a credit card again. If somebody's problematic, again, you can take a credit card on file for future missed appointments. I know, again, that's not going to happen to you, Mrs. Jones, but in the case that it does, we need to have that card on file, right? Any awesome businesses are doing that nowadays, and if you say it with complete love and authority, you're not going to have a problem with it, all right? Get those missed appointments down, and we'll see you guys next week.